As a pilot, there is a lot to think about and watch out for, all of which I'll try and give you a few examples of during this video. You'll have to learn how to maneuver at high altitude and dive to lower altitudes and speed into stationary hiding. You should stay on your half of the map unless you can see it is clear for you to move up further. Always move at higher altitudes into the map unless you need to dive to escape or are near objectives that your team has. Otherwise at low altitude you'll get yourself blown up. When you're escaping, it is best to zigzag back to base to avoid any attacks from the rear. If there is an AA vehicle on the map you're playing, and if necessary go to the opposite side of the map from it to make it easier for yourself. But if you do get AA fired at you, then you'll have to learn to deploy the countermeasures at the right time before running to hide, and if necessary diving fast to a low altitude, then preferably behind cover, to wait for new countermeasures, more ammo, and to repair if needed. I see too many new pilots go head on and challenge the AA or follow something into the enemy spawn and die doing so. Don't be another one to make that mistake. The faster you are, to then turn or stop will require more roll and angle. You have to account for the weight transfer trying to still push you in the direction you came in. The keys I use are A and D to roll, W and S to power up and down, then the mouse to nose up and down and turn left and right. If I roll either side without moving the mouse, the heli wants to turn to face that side I rolled and dive nose down. In reverse, at lower altitude, I nose up and swipe the mouse the direction I want to go in, and the nose will fall just like before. I can use this to dive from threats to hide, and in this case to turn around to face another helicopter. Reverse turning can also be used to get a second pass on the same target. Unfortunately, on this occasion, one of the many TV missile bugs nudged my toe off target. If you are between buildings like this clip, make sure to get the nose close to the building to give your arse space to turn and not crash. The most important key you need to get used to is when to use power up. Any angle or roll you have, powering up will have a massive effect, so you need to learn how to manage it to help you become stationary when hiding or when taking sharp turns. So let's get into the loadout. I prefer Hydras due to their all-round damage, speed and amount of ammo. For the secondary weapon, using heat seekers leaves you at a disadvantage, as the TOW is a powerful extra damage to ground targets and occasionally aircraft when you get the hang of it. I suggest that you learn to use it. For countermeasures, I prefer ECM on helicopters as they are slow and I find it provides longer cover for me to run away. For the upgrade, I prefer the gyro stabilizer as it makes the disable more controllable. There is no benefits of any paint, and quickly whilst we're on the page, most good gunners use TV missiles, a thermal and belt feeder. I picked this next clip because of a few things to learn. Firstly, I'm sat with a random gunner, and if you want to work well as a team, ask him to spot what you're shooting at or shoot where you are flying towards. But if they don't do that, notice I turn here. Why? Because I hear him shooting and look down to see where he is aiming on the gunner view box, which shows he is looking right. Then I saw the tank moving and working together, we got the kill. Now I get locked on and dive behind the nearest cover, meaning I saved the ECM to use if I got into more trouble. Which is what I meant earlier about speeding into stationary hiding behind an object where you aren't in danger. The only real way you can get playtime to learn this is on the test range. If you crash, so what? another will be there in a few seconds. Use the targets there to get your aim and learn how to handle the helicopter. Let's look at the information displayed on the HUD. Rockets will not hit on the crosshairs, they will hit either side of the I bar, which is moving to show me where I need to aim to land my shots depending on my movement. Now, as I get AA fired at me, I deploy ECM and hide. Notice the time for new ones as I wait. You need at least 2 to 3 seconds left to move again for it to refresh as you get into combat. Ammo is also refilling, and as a tip for you, by firing a shot if you have all your rockets starts a refresh and new ones, shown by the filling bar. For the next few clips, I want to make you more aware of what's happening, or what could happen. I already noticed tanks possibly had an angle on me, so I was ready when they both took a shot. In these two cases, I noticed a small yellow object. Can you see it? You need to become used to recognizing that shape and immediately focusing on moving around to make yourself a harder target to hit. In this case, it's an incoming TV missile. This time it's a player with anti-air. Again, I saw the yellow object and a smoke trail, and also the lock indicator above the crosshairs to locate his position, and I was able to kill him. I wanted to run these clips to highlight that most vehicles run APS, which blocks most projectiles and what it looks like from the air. So it's a waste of ammo as you won't get any damage. Stop firing a second, then continue and your next missile should hit as the APS runs out. Lastly of the examples, notice the red glint and the beeping. That's SOFLAM lasing you as a target which you need to kill as soon as possible before someone uses it to kill you. After watching all of this, are you going to be the best pilot? Well, maybe I've shown you something you didn't know. Now it's up to you to learn on a test range, an empty server, or a full one, and put it all to use. And please try to remember not to show off if you want to do well, else this happens. Good luck.